What's up, everybody? Tarris, Troy Horton here, the self-proclaimed most interesting man in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. I'll be getting started here at 11 p.m. If you watched last week, you'll understand that I am concentrating mostly on my TikTok family because TikTok pays. But I will be streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So we're going to get a lot going here in about 3 whole minutes. If you got a comment, you're in Facebook or YouTube or Twitter, I can see your comments, but here in about 3 minutes, I am going to concentrate exclusively on my TikTok family, but I'm going to use you guys, but I'm going to be going back and forth. If you watched last week, I hope you had a good time. If you didn't, now will be the time for me to tell you this content is not for kids. It's not kid friendly. Back in the day, people used to say, oh man, you don't make your content for kids and I can't watch it. I don't give a damn. Don't watch it. You don't have to watch it. And I'll be back in about 3 minutes. I just wanted to come on here and let you see what I got going on behind the scenes. Tarris, Troy Horton, the most interesting man in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Let's get it. Listening to little Kamasi Washington, Malcolm's theme. Kamasi Washington. Let's go. Once again, this is Tarris, Troy Horton, the most interesting man in Commonwealth of Kentucky. About to go Facebook Live. I come on here early. I'm going to do TikTok Live. I come on Facebook just a little early just so I can make sure all of my privacy settings are good. Happy Memorial Day to everyone. Today I'll be discussing the origins of Memorial Day. If you didn't know, you're going to be in for a huge prize. This is a words from the great Malik El-Shabazz, better known as Malcolm X.
I have to straighten out my own position, and which is clear. I am not a racist.
He's not a racist.
I don't believe in any form of racism.
He doesn't believe in any form of racism.
Any form of discrimination.
No discrimination or segregation.
I believe in Islam.
He believes in Islam. He's a Muslim. Nothing wrong with being a Muslim.
Nothing wrong with the religion of Islam. That just teaches us to believe in Allah as the God, and those of you who are Christians probably believe in the same God. Because I think we believe in the God who created the universe.
Let's go. Let's get it.
That's the one we believe in. The one who created the universe. Now the difference being, we call him God, and we call him Allah.
Yeah. There we go. Welcome to seriously, you need to get an in-depth look of what Ask Tarris Horton is all about. Oh, I gotta go live. Let's get it. Let's go. And if you I got a comment in here already. Let's see who this comment's from. Let's go. That's Jason Jackson, my brother from another, stopping in to wish you the best day possible. Have much love, Jason. Hey, I saw that you're 666 days sober. Hey, we do it for each other, man. I'm sober because you're sober. You're sober because I'm sober. It took a whole lot of us to get to where we're at right now. And I appreciate and I love you from the bottom of my heart, Jason. I really do. And everybody who watches my content knows that these people that come in on the comments, and I reply back to them, they know it's not no stitch. There's not no stick. I've been the same person who I've been since the day you met me. What's up, Instagram? Instagram, TikTok. I want y'all to hit that like button, hit the screen, man. Tap that screen. Let's get some people in here. I've got some good content for you guys today. We're going to talk about the origins of Memorial Day. We're going to talk about Juneteenth. Everybody talk about Juneteenth. Me personally, I wish white people would have never found about Juneteenth. I like Juneteenth when it was a black holiday. Because just like the mainstream media and just like everything else, when corporate America, I'm not going to say white people, I'm going to say corporate America, when they get a hold of something, they mess it up. They mess it up, just like what they did to Memorial Day. But we're going to go into that a little bit later. How's everybody doing today? It's going to be a beautiful day today, 90 degrees. Let me turn this screen around for my TikTok family. I'm going to concentrate on TikTok today and all days because TikTok pays. TikTok pays. TikTok pays. There we go. What's up, everybody out there in TikTok world? Tarris Troy Horton here. Hit the screen, hit the like button. Let's get some people in here today. We are going to talk about the origins of a Memorial Day. Everybody's like, you gonna celebrate Memorial Day today, T? Sure, I'm gonna celebrate Memorial Day. I'm gonna celebrate because I'm off work. Everything's good. Say it like it was. White people. I was just writing. They did like writing history. That's what Jason said. It's a comment coming in from Facebook. I'm trying not to be offensive, Jason, but I mean, my TikTok family, they don't care. They love it. I'm just trying to be. I still don't understand why I'm so sensitive and I cattail around these Facebook people because Facebook is for old people. Just saying. That's where most old people get their news. But anyways, back to the TikTok family. And just for a correlation, there's two people in. There's 45 people in here into the TikTok world, and we're going to talk about the origins of Memorial Day. Did you know that Memorial Day started off is called Decoration Day, and Memorial Day was founded and started by black people after the Civil War? Did you know that? Did you know that? That's why I'm very apprehensive to do anything moving forward with the national holiday like Juneteenth. Because corporate America, I'm going to say corporate America back then, but I can just call it what it was. Back in the day, whenever they were doing the Decoration Day, and 1971 is whenever they called it Memorial Day, and they made it a national holiday. Curious why people celebrate the Day of Grief. That's what Blakey Agency said I'm here on TikTok. I don't understand. I understand why people they celebrate it. The reason why it was formed is to celebrate black people who were not allowed to have different celebrations of their own, kind of like Juneteenth. We like to keep things to ourselves, but as soon as white America, or I got to be careful because I don't want to get banned from this TikTok live. I'm going to say non-melanated, or somebody give me something in the chat where I could tell the difference between Caucasian people and black people without someone getting offended and trying to report me. Okay. The brown people in the America wanted to show that they were not the only people fighting. I gotta do this. I got a video that will show you exactly where and why what happened. We'll show you exactly where and why what happened. I gotta pull up these screens and stuff. Y'all bear with me. Hope everybody is having a very good day today. I hope everybody's having a good day because good days are very good. Black History, Memorial Day. I can pull that up. Pause that real quick and share. And let's watch. I'm going to turn this around for my family here on TikTok so you can see. And we're going to watch a video together. Let's see if you can hear this. Let's see if you can hear. Let's see. I'm going to make sure I can hear this out here.
It has pretty much erased the contributions of African Americans, but
you can't hear that.
First known as Decoration Day, Memorial Day became a national holiday in 1971.
Would say Memorial Day became a national holiday in 1971. And it goes back to the days of the Civil War. And a guy named John A. Logan. John A. Logan was a guy who gets credit for naming Memorial Day or making Memorial Day. It's a guy named John A. Morgan. But in all actuality, it was a black holiday. And this is going to explain it why.
Who typically gets credit for founding the holiday. Here's how it really went down. The year was 1865. The Civil War was raging, and And Charleston, South Carolina was a hot mess. White people were like, we out. But thousands of black people.
So Charleston, South Carolina was a hotbed for racial during the civil rights movement. So all the white people were like, all right, I'm out of here. I do not want anything to do with this. I don't want nothing to do with it. I'm out. So the black people decided to
The
former slaves.
At the time, many Union soldiers were being held prisoner in a converted race course. At least 257 of the captives died because of the horrific conditions, and their bodies were discarded in a mass grave. Ultimately, the Union won, and a few weeks after, the Confederacy.
Can you guys hear that okay now?
And they packed up and left Charleston. A group of black workmen dug up the bodies, then reburied them to properly honor the fallen.
So a group of black people dug up the bodies. They dug up the bodies of the people who were put in concentration camps, pretty much put in concentration camps and left for dead. They dug up the bodies so they can properly bury them. And that's where Memorial Day comes from. The bodies of dead black. I got to turn this camera around again. We'll get used to this. We're going to figure this out. It came from the bodies of dead black people. The bodies of dead black people. They dug up the bodies of dead black people so they could give them a proper burial. Let's go back into this.
They built a fence around this makeshift cemetery with a sign over the entrance saying, Martyrs of the Race Course. I spoke with Professor David Blight, an American historian and scholar who's credited with bringing this story to light.
They held a huge parade, and it was about 10,000 people led by black children.
They held a huge parade that was led by 10,000 people, mostly black kids.
Carrying armloads of all kinds of flowers.
Carrying loads of flowers.
And then they gathered as many as could fit into the cemetery compound. About 3 or 4 black preachers read from scripture. A children's choir sang, and they sang America the Beautiful, if you can believe it.
But still, hardly anyone knows about it.
On May 1st, 1865, is in effect the first original performance of Memorial Day. But
1865 was the first performance of Memorial Day by black people.
It was created by African Americans.
Why have black people been omitted from a critical part of this holiday's history?
Why have black people been omitted from this critical part of American history?
Idea? Racism.
Racism.
To control first its own narrative, and then a good deal of the national narrative.
Okay, hold on. Are we getting the gist of where I'm going with this? White Southerners were able to control the narrative of most of the American history because they controlled the media, similar to a Pacific group today.
Of African Americans, we remember. And just as we remember all of our fallen soldiers, we must also not forget the black workmen.
Just like she said, we can't forget about all the fallen soldiers. We can't forget about all the fallen soldiers, but we can't erase history of where history
actions became the catalyst for the holiday.
That became the catalyst of she just said a mouthful.
We recognize today.
What's up? I'm Pete.
We can't erase the history. We can't erase the history of the catalyst of the contribution. Let me turn the screen back around so we can get this conversation going. We can't erase the catalyst, the importance, the pivot, the moving point, the hinge, the starting point, the axis of Memorial Day, which is black people wanted to memorialize and give proper burials to the fallen soldiers who during the Civil War have been put in concentration camps right here on U.S. soil. Right on U.S. soil. I'm sorry, TikTok. I don't understand why I keep caring about these Facebook people. I just do, but I gotta stay focused. I believe Memorial Day was for the lives of most lost at war. It was not, as you can just go. It was not. as you just go back in the Library of Congress, can vouch and say that Memorial Day was started by history for black people who were taken out of Charleston, South Carolina. We just watched it right there. So we're saying, Tarris, what does this matter? Don't divide us on the day that's meant to bring us together. Ooh, Baskin Skibbles says, don't divide us on a day that's meant to bring us together. No, I'm not trying to divide us on a day that's meant to bring us together. I'm trying, if I wouldn't bring this up, would you have known about this? Yeah, I'm laughing because I'm not on the division tip. I'm all about togetherness. But togetherness, and the reason why Joe Biden is the president of the United States right now is because more people aren't willing to give black people credit for what they have done and denounce certain things. And that's why black people in the Democratic Party are so able to say that Republicans are racist. It's that easy. It's that easy because anytime we start bringing up topics like this or subjects like this or anything that has to do with accountability, the Republicans, not all, and this is a learning thing. I hope you don't come on here and get offended or anything like that. Basket Bibbles, we all, if you come onto my program and ask anybody who's a frequent watcher, we learn from each other. I learn from you, you learn from me. That's the only way that we're ever going to make it in this world, and we're going to get past this left-wing media attack on our culture and how we're doing things. This is black conservative from a black conservative heterosexual point of view, by the way, by a black conservative heterosexual conservative point of view. What you're saying sounds like it evolves and changes, meaning like lives are lost. You're calling me a racist. How you trying to come together? I'm not calling you a racist. I didn't call you a racist. I didn't call you. See, that's it. Back up and okay, we can explain that. I like this because I guarantee you, if you stay on here and we go through this dialogue, we'll get really good understanding on what we're saying. You're saying that why am I bringing up something that was meant to bring us together, like Memorial Day? Memorial Day has been whitewashed and commercialized. Do you think that people in the United States of America Republicans are racist? I'm a Republican. I said the connotation of the Democrats being able to say that Republicans are racist is because every time I, a black Republican, bring up these talking points to other people, they always say, why am I trying to be divisive? Divisive is Black Lives Matter. Divisive is those things. Us having conversations about the origins of Memorial Day is not divisive. This is something that you could go to your uncles and your cousins today at your barbecue and said, I was watching this live on TikTok today. I was watching live on TikTok today, and it's interesting. The most interesting man in the Commonwealth of Kentucky came on and told me the real history of Memorial Day. And you say that and I don't agree that they should read critical race theory in schools. But if people in the Republican Party aren't willing to look at things like Memorial Day and the whitewashing and the things that happen in the United States of America, we're never going to get the black people who are overwhelmingly conservative to come over to the Republican side so we can take the Democrats out. But I'm just saying, and I'm concentrating. Hello, Facebook people back at that saying what's up to you, but I'm concentrating on TikTok and working through this with the people on TikTok, because that's where the focus is. Does that make sense to you? So when you go to your barbecue today, you can say, yeah, man, I was watching TikTok live and I seen this guy, his name is Tarris Troy Horton, the most interesting man in Commonwealth of Kentucky. If it's lagging, let me know. Let me know if it's lagging. Just tap the screen. Hopefully that'll get better. Hopefully it'll make the lagging stop. Yeah, it just need to tap the screen. I just need to tap the screen some, get the people watching. And yeah, the algorithm is really, really, really weird on here on social media. Okay, so now we let's get to, and you'll understand why. Follow me now. So Memorial Day, say Memorial Day was a black holiday. Memorial Day was a black holiday that was called Decoration Day. It was originally called Decoration Day. It was formed by black people to memorialize black people who were improperly put in concentration camps during war, because at war, anything goes. When you're at war and the Union soldiers and the Confederate soldiers were fighting against each other, and if you became a prisoner of war, you became a prisoner of war, and that's just the way it went down. There was 200 bodies that they dug up, and they started memorializing and decorating them, and it started off with 10,000 African-American black people. That's the catalyst of this Memorial Day holiday that we all are supposed to celebrate to bring us together. And someone asked, why am I bringing it up as divisiveness? I'm bringing it up for educational purposes only. Educational purposes. Why did they call it Memorial Day? Because in 1972 or something like that, I think it was 1971, 1972, right at the height of the civil rights movement. Look at 1968. We lose Martin Luther King and Lyndon B. Johnson. Right around then, let everyone know the truth. Newly liberated black people in Charleston create. Thank you. Let's go. Serious Bars is in the house. Got somebody else that understands this history and why I'm bringing this up. It's all going to make sense. 1971 is whenever they brought Memorial Day and they made it a national holiday. What year is this? 2022. Keep that in mind. 1971 and 2022. They mean a lot together. 2020. Let's say 2021. 1971 and 2021. So the name was taken because everyone had a day for grief. Follow me. I'm going to let you understand why and how national holidays that and things that Eli Whitney did not create the cotton gin. Uncle Ernest was the real founder of Jim Beam or Jack Daniels. So many things in American history have been taken and made by black people, and have been taken and whitewashed and taken the blackness away from it. That's why we have to be careful. This is why Joe Biden is president right now. They erase every culture, and they've erased every cultures and national holidays. Lots of times they do. Memorial Day was originally called Decoration Day. We went through that. We just watched a whole video on that. It's called Decoration Day. The reason why I'm bringing it up, the reason why I'm bringing all this up, and it's all going to make sense when I say this, because if we don't watch history, we'll repeat history. Does anyone in the chat ever heard of Juneteenth? Anybody ever heard of Juneteenth? Anybody know what Juneteenth is? Anybody know what Juneteenth? And if you do know what Juneteenth is, did you know what Juneteenth was before 2021? It's your birthday. You Gemini season, baby. Gemini season. Of course, Serious Bar says, of course. Did anybody know what Juneteenth was before it was made a national holiday? Does anybody know what Juneteenth? What did you know, or did you celebrate? Did you know, or did you celebrate Juneteenth before it was a national holiday? That's a trick. It's not a trick question. Did you know or celebrate Juneteenth before it was a national holiday? Some people don't even know what Juneteenth is. Juneteenth. Let me go in here. I gotta find this one too.
Hey, family, make sure you join us on the new and improved African Diaspora News.
I'm going to show you why this is important. I'm going to show you right now. Juneteenth, 2 states freed, 12 years of slavery. And yes, but how long did it take on Juneteenth? It took, freedom was the Emancipation Proclamation was signed into office, and freedom was abolished. And it took till June 19th, I think it was 1865, before the last people in Texas found out about that slavery was abolished. So all these Texas people, after slavery was over, slavery had been abolished. Slavery was illegal and unconstitutional in the United States of America. But there were certain Southern Texas slave owners who did not want people to understand and to know that slaves had been freed. So what did they do? They didn't tell anybody. So what happens after now? Then I feel as though Memorial Day has been made for everyone, though, because the American culture is for everyone of all colors. Follow me right here, Baker Legacy. It's going to all make sense. Do you feel that same way about Juneteenth? Because Memorial Day was Decoration Day, because it was a bunch of black people that got together and said, this is what we want to do. But white America says, we can't give credit to these black people. This is an American holiday. This is for all of us, even though it was started and originated in blackness. Juneteenth. Let's go to Juneteenth. Juneteenth was originated and started was blackness. But Joe Biden and the Democratic Virtue Signal Party and the party of pandering to black folks says, you know what, we need to make this a national holiday. Juneteenth needs to be a national holiday. It was an underground holiday that mostly black people celebrated, and it was cool to be like, oh no, you would. It was a code of something that we, like we can, like when white people come around and we can talk about stuff that y'all don't understand, like ebonics and stuff like that. But then whenever you do, I'm talking truths here. And like when white people figure out what we're talking about, then they adapt it in their own popular culture. Then we switch it up. Let's talk about the hair. When we twist up our hair, then you try to get an afro, then we cut ours down, then you try to cut yours down, and then we kind of like the kids' hairstyles right now. If you look at the kids' hairstyles right now, it's all fluffy in the front. The white kids, they got it all fluffy in their eyes and stuff like that because they're trying to emulate the afro. Because black culture is American culture, and until we can recognize that as a culture, that's why Joe Biden is president right now. We'll get back into that. Juneteenth. Let's talk about why Memorial Day and Juneteenth could potentially, we could go through down the same road. Let me show you what I'm talking about right here. Let me flip the camera. And thanks for sticking with me today, guys. We got a good show for you today.
Being marketed by Great Value, and I'm a trademark attorney. So the first thing that I noticed was next to the word Juneteenth was that little TM.
Next to the Juneteenth is a TM, which means someone has trademarked it. Joe Biden was the president when Juneteenth was proposed. Yeah, Joe Biden was the president. He and never mind. Trademark attorney weighs in on Juneteenth ice cream, because what they did is they taken Juneteenth in Great Value. I believe that's Walmart's brand. What is trying to market Juneteenth? Let's see what they're trying to do.
I mean, somebody has applied for exclusive use, the exclusive right to use Juneteenth as a trademark to sell certain products or brands. And don't let the little brown hands on the ice cream container fool you. It ain't who you think it might be.
Okay, so what I was saying about Memorial Day was founded by black people and was turned and Dr. and whoever the guy was saying, he was saying, well, it's for everybody, so we should need to make it for everybody. Memorial Day was a black holiday exclusively for black, like a code, just like Juneteenth. Now we're going to say Juneteenth is for everybody because the day that the slaves were we found out that the slaves were, and it's a holiday that we had for ourselves. Now it's going to be marketed, and let's see who owns the names and the exclusive rights.
So the United States Patent and Trademark Office said that back in 2021, by the name of Balchem Corporation has applied for exclusive
Series Bars is our other Balchem Corporation
use for the word Juneteenth for flavor enhancers.
So they're going to say, oh, we're going to use it for flavor enhancers, but anybody use Juneteenth,
So I looked up owner of Balchem.
The owner. Let's see who the owner of Balchem is.
Meet Ted Harris, the chairman and CEO of Balchem Corporation.
Ladies and gentlemen.
So I know what you're saying. Let me switch this all back around again. Why does that matter? If Memorial Day was just for everybody, it started off as a black thing, but now it's for everybody. Why does it matter? Because if you look at the money and you look at the marketing and you look at what's going to happen, is the white company is going to profit off of black culture once again. I won't have anything to do with it. I will not be celebrating Juneteenth. Because this is a true story. The city of Dayton, where I put my last barbershop, and I love the city of Dayton. Shouts out to Ben Baker, the mayor, Jay Fawcett, the city manager, Jared Barks, the economic development people, everybody on the city council, Joe Neary, everybody in Dayton, Kentucky. I have nothing but love for everybody in Dayton, Kentucky. The president of that company is black. Walmart took the items off the market. Yeah, Walmart should take the product off. No, the person who owns the trademark he's not black. I just showed it on the thing. If we're not careful, we can repeat itself. Memorial Day has been taken. Do you see what I'm saying now, Blake? You see? Memorial Day was started by black people, for us to have something, some kind of something we can hang on to. Yes, it can be for the entire country. It can be for the entire country, but it should be recognized for what it is. Juneteenth is going to be the same thing. Juneteenth is going to happen the same way. My old lady just got a Juneteenth t-shirt gifted to her, talking about Juneteenth on it. Juneteenth, let's celebrate Juneteenth. Let's celebrate Juneteenth. So they're going to market it. They're going to make money. They're going to make money. They're going to make marketing. They're going to do all this kind of stuff off black people once again. And where is the tangibles for black people? Oh, you get a holiday. We gave you a holiday. We give you a holiday with no mention. So when we start recognizing, I'm talking about the conservative, intelligent, conservative allies who want to make this place a better country, by not falling for the you're racist because you're a Republican thing, not by falling for Black Lives Matter, no, all lives matter, not falling for critical race theory. I don't want my kids learning critical race theory. When we break this down and we say, okay, we do not want to repeat history again. Oh, did you see how they lied and labeled the recent school shooting as a hate crime? Did you see how they forgot all about when they started the school shooting? They forgot about the people in Buffalo who were being killed. Did you see how that just erased everything? I am speaking from a black heterosexual male's perspective in all my content, anytime on my platform. I will not ever alter or falter away from having talking points and speaking points from a black heterosexual male. Then they changed it when they saw it wasn't true. Man, they're trying to push their narrative any way that they can. Just like I said a little bit before, Memorial Day, because the South was control of the narrative. That's why they changed Memorial Day into what it is. They said, okay, let's break it up to 1971. Remember I said 1971, 2021. 1971, they had just killed our black leader, John F. Kennedy, assassinated. Malcolm X, assassinated. Martin Luther King, assassinated. So they were like, oh, let's take this black holiday and let's give these black people another nothing burger, because on the underground circuit, most black people knew what Decoration Day was. We're like, oh, we're going to have this our personal holiday that we can celebrate. But then they said, okay, here's a nothing burger. We're going to make your national holiday a bigger holiday. So here's a nothing burger, along with the Civil Rights Bill. So it was a bunch of pack of nothing burgers in there. So in 2021, when Joe Biden gets whiff of Juneteenth, and okay, here's where it started. In my opinion, this is just all opinion. When Trump was having his rally Juneteenth in Omaha, nobody even cared about Juneteenth until the Black America was like, oh, hell no, Trump ain't going to go to Omaha, Nebraska, the place where they had the Black Wall Street, and they had where they burnt down the businesses in Tulsa on Juneteenth, the Black national holiday, or underground holiday that white people don't know about, that we still celebrate. This like a secret handshake. Trump is not going to disrespect us like that. Trump's people gets wind of it, cancels the rally. Look it up. He was going to go to Tulsa, Oklahoma on June 19th, 2021 for a rally. His people got a hold of it. I don't know how they found out about it, but his people got a hold of it. Trump was like, we're not going to go do our rally in Tulsa because we do not stand for white supremacy or any of that kind of stuff. Who knows who somebody in Trump's camp could have been on that racist. Let's go put it into black people's face that they don't even know. We disrespect their heritage. We disrespect their history. We disrespect them to the most fullest, that we're going to go through a rally that Trump rallies are considered, they say they're racist rallies or whatever. I don't believe that to be true. But anyway, the connotation, the Democrats would have been like, oh, this is how disrespectful he is. He don't even care about your person. So then the Democrats get a hold of it, and Joe Biden and all of them are saying, let's make Juneteenth a national holiday. That's not the full story. It began in 2016. Please explain it to me. But I'm saying, this is a vantage point. This is for him to do it. And I said in Dayton, Kentucky. I went to the city of Dayton, Kentucky on June 2021, and I was like, hey, we should be the first city in the United States of America to make Juneteenth a national holiday. Let's make it a holiday for the city because my city in Dayton, they made opening day for the Cincinnati Reds a holiday. Then, shortly right before that, Joe Byron signed the executive order to make Juneteenth a national holiday. So are we going to fall for it again? Opal Lee was the one that pushed for it. But are we going to fall for it again? Our choice of president is where we're going to, again, corrupt media controls all. Yeah, but our corrupt media controls it all because, okay. Blakey Legacy, I believe this is the first time you've ever watched my content. The majority of my content is to talk to conservative whites and to let them know why Black people always assume and call white people right. That's not my only, I speak from a conservative Black point of view, Black conservative male, heterosexual male point of view. But I try to explain to people, say, this is the reason why Joe Biden is president, because the overwhelming 87-90% of Black America voted for Joe Biden for president over Donald Trump. And I'd say half of them, I'd say 60% will say because Donald Trump's a racist, which is not true, which isn't true. So all these reasons why the left keep coming up with reasons why to pigeonhole Republicans into all being racist, because they can't do it to me because I'm Black. So they can't say, "Oh, you're a race," but they'll start calling me Coon or Uncle Tom or just different names and stuff like that. Then, like, as you see, I'm a supporter of this beautiful lady who I have on my shirt, who I'm proud to support her. And it seems like more and more of our people are waking up and seeing that Candace Owens is not a bad person and she's speaking the truth. And she cares about not just the Black. She cares about America. She's America first. That's one thing I can say about the group of Republicans that are coming up who are getting a lot of shine is we are America first. America first. Trump wasn't a racist when all the rappers love to mention him in every bar. Come on, serious bars. Let's talk about it. Trump wasn't a racist when he was financially backing Russell Simmons back in the day. Trump wasn't a racist when he was financially bankrolling Jesse Jackson's political campaign in 1984. Trump wasn't a racist whenever he was dating supermodels, Black supermodels. Trump wasn't a racist whenever he helped Russell Simmons push Def Comedy Jam to a whole nother level. Trump wasn't a racist when he was invited to all these rap people's videos. If it was not for Trump, Def Jam would have tanked. Facts. And it turns out they were existing when she was in college. And turn out they weren't even existent when she was in college. Did you see how Kamala's lied about for Black votes and her? I mean, Kamuli is one of the best that ever done it. See, Barack, he came over. Barack, it was different. But Kamuli, she was Indian and Jamaican, so she's not foundational Black. She's not Black. She's blackface. She's Indian. She's like, what do you want me to be? I can be that. Do you want me to be African American? Oh yeah, I'm African American. My gimbal was messed up. He's like, you want me to be African American? Yeah, I can be African American. I can be African American. Here's Kamala. You want me to be African American? I'm African American. I went to Howard University. I pledged Alpha Kappa Alpha. I'm in a sorority. I'm in an all-Black sorority. What do you want me to be? Do you want me to be Indian? Binga, 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 binga. Oh, my mom's Indian. My gimbal keeps messing up. It keeps thinking I'm not being active because I don't move it around enough. But that's how good Kamala is. Kamala, she is a chameleon. Chameleon Harris. Come, chameleon. Oh, it's a good one. Kamali the chameleon. But it's our fault. It's our fault. It's our fault. How easy was it? Kamuli the chameleon head is a good one. It's our fault. It's our fault for falling for it. It's our fault because the Democrats put it in blackface. They like, oh, we're going to elect the first Black woman president. And all the Black people who are just symbolizations, who love nothing but symbols, like Memorial Day, like Juneteenth. They like that. They're like, oh, yeah, like Barack Obama. Oh, we got us one. We got us the first Black female vice president. Nothing burger. And you know why that's happening is because us as conservatives, we're too busy trying to argue the fact if someone thinks we're racist or not. We need to get over it. If they call you racist, be like, yeah, whatever. Yep, sure am. If being America, putting America, if me wanting to put America first is racist, I gotta get my other thing. If me wanting to put America first is racist, then God damn it, I'm racist. That's what I'd say. If me saying, and then you can use that. Tell him something. Say, I was watching this colored guy's programming, and he said that I could say, if me putting America first is racist, then you can just call me racist. See if I can get this to work. If me wanting to build into my own community, God damn it, not going to be in office very long. Who? Joe Biden or Kamuli? Hopefully both of them are gone after 2024. But we got to do this in 2022. What we need to do is like flip the Senate back. All right, that was part one of my programming, and now we're going to get into the fun stuff. If anybody's been watching my programming, have you seen the new videos that I'm putting out? Make Me a Plate. Have you been listening to Make Me a Plate? Well, Make Me a Plate is definitely, it's a video about, I wrote it in a third person. As I'm an artist, you're going to see that I'm very, very sensitive about my art. So I'm going to talk to you about how I wrote the song. I wrote it in third person. So can you imagine, here's a story. Here's a story time. There's a guy who got caught up in the drug trade. He got caught up in the Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, what do you call the crime bills. So he got a felony on his record for selling dope. So he got a felony on his record for selling dope. And the only way he can work, and he got 25 years in jail. So his parole officer is good friends with this guy who owns this sweatshop. It's this factory, and he got to work. He's working the hell out of people, making the money, but he gets the convicted felons to come work for him. And so in exchange for early release, this person is giving people early release. So he gets off and he goes to work, and he's working his butt off, and his boss is keeping him at work, and all he wants to do is go home and tell his old lady to fuck him, to suck him, and make him a plate. And I'm going to go behind the scenes on how I make my video and my contents and stuff like that. So this should be pretty interesting. And hopefully you'll get a kick out of this. Let me turn this around. All right. Let me flip this screen. All right. Giving you a little sample example about how kind of behind the scenes of video editing and Bring Me a Plate, and I'm going to go through some stuff and show you some stuff. If you have any questions, just let me know. This is the Bring Me a Plate video. See if I can get it to work for you. Bring me a plate. All you want to do is take it. Oh, lady, yes. Suck. Bring me a plate. Beat her. Back. Say, come on. Suck. Bring me a plate. All you want to do is take it. Oh, lady, yes. Suck. Bring me a plate. I went in first and got off late. Come on. In the door. You smell like Papa Dough. Okay. Oh, I'm going to play first. 20 minutes left on the stove. Last water drawn at the ambiance. Said put her hand on her. Second year, it's wet. We moved from the shower to the bed to the floor. Sloppy toppy, heavy beat. No shit, ratio. I bust one more and I bust one more. When we both climax, I heard a bell from the stove. Cause she up, you suck. Bring me a plate. All you want to do is take it. Oh, lady, yes. Suck. Bring me a plate. Beat her. Back. Say, come on. Suck. Bring me a plate. All you want to do is take it. Oh, lady, yes. Suck. Bring me a plate. I went in first and got off late. Come on. Suck. Bring me a plate. All you want to do is take it. Oh, lady, yes. For the Facebook people, I told you this is not adult. This is not kid programming. This is all adult programming. It always will be. So watch it later when your kids aren't around, or don't watch it at all. So what I did is like first I'll go in and I'll do the green screen on myself. Like I'll do my green screen on myself. And then I'll go through and I'll put the green screen behind something. See what I'm saying? I'll put the green screen behind it. Then I'll put more green screen. Then I'll start layering and adding chicks. One chick. Two chicks. Adding chicks, keep adding more chicks, add more chicks. See, I'm just keep adding chicks. Add more chicks. Add more. Add more. Add more until you get to the end. All right, that's the process behind the scenes. So we're going to talk about, now I'm going to talk about the lyrics. I can pull up the lyrics so you can see. So, and then I'll go through the song and the lyrics together. This is for educational purposes only. All right. Of course, it's fuck me, suck me, bring me a plate. Fuck me, suck me, bring me a plate. All you want to do is tell your old lady is fuck me, suck me, bring me a plate. Fuck me, suck me, bring me a plate. When your back hurts, when your feet hurt, and your back is aching. When your feet hurt and your back is aching. Fuck me, suck me, bring me a plate. Fuck me, suck me, bring me a plate. So like I said, I'm writing this in it's in third person from a convicted felon who is working in a sweatshop. All right, so verse 1 is getting off work around 6, clocked in around 6, so that's a 12-hour shift. Boss standing in front of the door asking, where am I going? Today he's about to catch these Zoe Williams elbows. So he gets the dude is a convicted felon. He's working as a he got out of jail early release program, but in order for him to stay out of jail, he's got to go work at his parole officer's sweatshop. So he's getting off work around 6, clocked in around 6, so that's a 12-hour shift. Boss stand in front of the door asking, where am I going? Today's the day he's going to catch these Zoe Williams elbows. If you don't know who Zoe Williams is a talk show host, and he was on the 5150 show, and Aries Spears said something to him, so I beat him up with his elbows. He was beating him up with his elbows. So today he's back to catch these Zoe Williams elbows. He said, you can go. I know. I'm going to roll to the stove, buy some Jimmys and a pack of Rillos. So he's like, the boss says, yeah, you can go. He's like, yeah, I can go. I know. I'm rolling to the stove, buy a pack of cigarillos and some Jimmys, some rubbers and some Rillos, some Boone County bourbon and some ALA. And when I get in the door, I'm going to tell my old lady to suck me, fuck me, bring me a plate. Does that make sense? Suck me, fuck me, bring me a plate. Suck me, fuck me, bring me a plate. Okay, verse number 2. I like this verse. Kicked in the door, crib smelled like Papados. Burgo got 20 minutes left on the stove. Okay, so you kick in the door, crib smells like Papados. Burgoo got 20 minutes left on the stove. So if you don't know what burgoo is, like a Kentucky stew, it's like a stew that you get exclusively in Kentucky. It's called burgoo. The bath water is drawn and the ambiance is set. She put her hand on her cooter and she said, come get it, it's wet. So the food is cooking. He kicks in the door, smells like Papados. The burgoo's on the stove. The bath water is drawn, the ambiance is set. She put her hand on her cooter, said, come get it, it's wet. They moved from the shower to the bed to the floor, sloppy toppy, had me beaten on my chest, fellatio. So it's like we moved from the shower, from the bed to the flow. Sloppy toppy had me beaten on my chest, fellatio. I bust one nut and I bust one mo. And right when I'm about to climax, I hear the bell from the stove. Because when you first walk in, the burgoo has 20 minutes left on the stove, right? So at the end, after he busted the last nut, he hears the stove go ding. Fuck me, suck me, bring me a plate. Fuck me, suck me, bring me a plate. Dad is behind the lyrics. So fuck me, suck me, bring me a plate. Yeah. And that's whenever I had all the other stuff. So for the last few minutes of this programming, I got 15 minutes left. It's going to be question and answer from. My gimbal was not working for me properly, so I had to switch. Question and answer from the TikTok family. It gets pretty interesting whenever I start answering questions, because they're like, why are you a black conservative? What has the Democratic Party ever done for you? I'm like, nothing. What has the Democratic Party done against you? I'm like, how much time you got? But it's really not that serious. So if anybody's got any questions for me in the chat, just let me know, and I can watch Facebook as well too. Thanks, Facebook, all you people that came on Facebook and to watch this, man. Thank you for sticking around. It's been pretty cool. It's been cool having you around, sticking around for this programming. So let's see any questions we got coming in from Instagram. Oh, so what is everybody doing today? If anybody's got any plans, put it in the chat. We can talk about that. And I appreciate, like I said, I usually do. I come on every Monday at 11 a.m. because I've done a lifestyle change. The next song that I'm working on is called Pimp City Meets PA, where I will be mixing Short Texas, a song called Short Texas, with a new song called Pimp City. And that's going to be going down. I'm doing that as we speak. Mango 415, would you like to come live, man? Come on in with me, dude. I'm at the last 15 minutes of my programming. I got like 15 minutes left, so I'm willing to take some guests on, and we can talk about anything you guys want to talk about. If you've enjoyed this programming, if you've learned something, hopefully you've learned something today, that Memorial Day is not what you think it is. It's not what you think it is. Memorial Day was founded, it's called Decoration Day. It's founded by black people and commercialized by whites in 1971. I'm sure you already knew that, though. Memorial Day was it was a time in, I did the skit. I already went through the I put up a YouTube video and things like that to show that Memorial Day was founded. It's called Decoration Day, founded by black people to memorialize the black soldiers who were improperly buried in the Civil War in the 1800s. And in 1971, they made it a national holiday, and they made it a national holiday. And if you don't do your research and you don't know that it was catalyst and formed and created by black people, white people would never even know that. They're like, Memorial Day is a good old American holiday. It's for our freedom. It's to memorialize the people that fought for our country and died for our country in war. And you're like, yeah, did you know that it was black Americans, foundational black Americans, who started and originated this holiday, and it was an underground holiday until 1971, whenever the government made it a national holiday. Now it's commercialized, kind of like what they're going to do to Juneteenth. Kind of like what they're going to do to Juneteenth. They're setting it up. Juneteenth, they're setting Juneteenth up. They're saying, oh yeah, Juneteenth is a national holiday. Now you're going to see t-shirts. Now you're seeing ice cream. And guess who owns the trademark to Juneteenth? Somebody white, not black people. So once again, they capitalize off our culture, our names, our dances, our music, our athletic ability, our lyrics, our creative mindset, our inventions, our women, our looks, our style. They capitalize off it every single time. When are we going to say you got to stop this? When you going? When are we going to stand up and say we can? It allies you white Republicans who say that you're not racist. This would be a perfect time for you to stand up and say, no, this is right. So do you believe in systemic racism? I believe systemic racism is real, but you got to be smarter, and you got to be. Yeah, I believe in systemic, but you got to be smarter. You can't fall for it. We're smart. I'm smarter. I'm too smart. The part of systemic racism that I fail for is I fail for the family court system, because my father was not smart enough to hit me to the family court system, because they didn't start the family court system until after the 70s, 73, 74, 75, and then. But by then, he didn't know to prepare me for, hey, don't be having no babies with these women out here, because they will take you to court and take half your money. So that's what I part in systemic racism. All the other part of systemic racism, my biological father, that's where systemic racism is the most prevalent in the black community, is fatherless homes. Not having a father who can teach their young sons and their young men. I speak from a black heterosexual male point of view at all times. We don't have enough black fathers in the home teaching our kids what to look out for. Now that I know what to look out for in systemic racism, I teach my kids, you got to have a high credit score. You got to do this. You don't need to be getting these girls pregnant. You need to work on generational wealth. You need to work on yourself and your credit score and having money and to leverage this and blah, blah, blah. I'm teaching my kids to not fall for systemic racism. But one thing about systemic racism sees no color that much. That came from 1965. Just like Lyndon B. Johnson did a lot of things, Mandingo. Lyndon B. Johnson, with his civil rights bill, who said he's going to keep the black community voting. He said N-words, though. Democrat for the next 300 years. 200 or 300 years, he said. But there's a group of individuals out here that I've ran across on TikTok, because I thought I was alone, man. I was very discouraged. I was out here and I was alone. Then I ran into like Macho and AJ and Dante and Darren and Loza and now Mango and lots of people who are conservative blacks. I love it. I love it. Well, that is going to be my time. If anybody doesn't have anything else, I'm going to go ahead and exit out of this live. But you can catch me next Monday. And no. I'm getting married next Monday. I'm getting married to a beautiful woman. I'm married into a beautiful woman with a beautiful family, and I just couldn't be happier. And so I won't be on next week or the week after that, because the week after that I'll be in Puerto Rico. What's up, Don? Sorry to hear that. Sorry that I'm getting married. It's not my first marriage, and I was young when I got married the first time. This time, I couldn't be happier. I swear I go. Okay, I'm getting married to a woman who thinks it's funny that I make songs like "Fuck me, suck me, bring me a plate." It's encouraged. I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you. I mean, I don't want to. I'm 45 years. I'm sorry. I'll be 49 next week. I would rather be married than not married. Just everybody's got their own personal preference. I'd rather, especially when you find a good woman. What did the Bible say? When you find a wife, you find a good thing. But yeah, man, that's about it, man. I think we've seen each other's program before, Mandingo. So like next time I'm on live consistently every Monday at 11 o'clock, but I jump around. I'm just 31 waiting on. Yes, Mandingo, my sons, I've got a 25-year-old son, a 23-year-old son, 16, 14, and 12-year-old son. And like you said, systemic racism, I am trying to keep my kid and prepare my kids for not to fall for the traps of systemic racism. What do you see that's systemically racism? The housing, redlining, discrimination with banking. If you go in with a high enough credit score, they can't fuck with you. If you go in and you say, hey, I want this house, and you got property, they cannot make systemic racism. They're doing other things like mental warfare, like critical race theory and things like that. So I'm trying to, but I said all that to say, my kids, I told them if they didn't get pregnant, my sons, if they didn't get some chick pregnant or married until they're 30 years old, they got $10,000 waiting on them. Can you imagine? But I mean, I want you know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's going to shoot me in the butt because I don't want to not have grandkids. I'm ready to have some grandkids. But thanks for tuning in today. And next Monday, yeah, holler at me, guys. And I will be on next Tuesday. To the Facebook family over here, man, I've got to say thanks for kicking in there with me. Jason, love you. I won't be on next week because I have my wedding. Peace. Pimp City Ho. We out.